I thought it'd be fun to go live and do an unboxing with you. It is June 2024, and what I'm about to show you are products which will be available at my Stampin' Up! Store in July of 2024. So hello, my name's Kimberly Smith. I'm the Paper Chef, and I thought it'd be fun to not only unbox this, but to see if we can craft with some of these items. I'm not even sure what they're going to look like. I just saw a little preview when I ordered it. So what I have here is, we'll go ahead and we'll start with the paper. Okay, I have Season of Green and Gold. Okay, Season of Green and Gold. This is a specialty paper. This is the name of this mega suite. And I was able to preview this when I went on a trip, so I was really cool to see. And I ordered the entire suite. Let's see how I feel about it all. I knew that it had a lot of green, and the embellishments have a pop of red, so I figured we could try to do something with it. So let's talk about the coordinating colors, and then I'll yank them out as we do it. So we have Garden Green, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Very Vanilla, and Gold. All right. So I'm not going to get them all out. We'll just grab, maybe we'll use this. We can use this for a background. So we'll whip out a Pecan Pie. Okay, and we need, since it has Very Vanilla in it, we're going to whip out a piece of Very Vanilla to craft with, because it says it's Very Vanilla based. And then I know it's going to need some red, right? It's called Season of Green after all. So we'll whip out some red. I'm not sure what we'll do with it yet. We're just going to take it out because I think it's going to be the matting for this card. I wouldn't dare, I'm not going to take out a piece of Old Olive, Garden Green right now, because there's already, I think, a lot of green in here. But we have Garden Green, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive. I mean, you can accent it. You can use that for ink, right? But we could use real red for ink. But I think we have a lot of green going on already. So with that said, I'm just going to grab this out. Okay, so we could try, maybe something here with the inks. All right, so now we have our pieces, and I will spontaneously craft with you. All right. After of course, I unbox, I'm going to spontaneously craft with you. I have no idea what we're making yet. Just a card. We're going to make a card. All right. So that's the first side. And I like how it has foil on it. Gorgeous foiling. Those of you that missed the name of the paper, it is called Season of Gold and Green. And hello, B. Pre from Warner Robins. So you also have this suite? So you must be a demonstrator. Oh, my. Look at these. This reminds me of the fern. A while back, like Forever Fern. It reminds me of some pine ones I have from long years ago, or I used to have. Awesome. So I like how it has, it's easy to choose which side to use for whichever purpose. When they give you two sides that are like the same, I mean, both equally as gorgeous, you're like, oh no, how will I decide? So this has gold in it. So it makes it easy to decide what side to use. This one I actually like the gold side better because, that's muted right there. Ooh, some bells. Oh my goodness, some gingham. All right, getting excited. Love the gorgeous foiling. So this is the one I would love to include in an upcoming retreat I'm having in the fall for the scan and cut. I didn't announce it yet, but I do have an upcoming workshop on Seaside Wishes for July and August, which has opened up for registration. So if you're interested in Seaside Wishes and something for the summer, go ahead and check that out at my offerings in the description below. But we will not announce the retreat date yet because I'm going to, B. just reminded me, because you said Warner Robins. I mean, I'm going to something, and I could tell you about it if you don't already know. It's the Georgia Demonstrator Group on Facebook, and they have retreats. Look at that star one. Gorgeous. So I'm going to be going to a retreat in the fall, and then I also have a backstage event with Stampin' Up. And then I have, okay, let's open the vellum next. This is going to be fun. Here, but let's put this here for anyone that comes on. Because they're going to go, oh my God, I love the paper. I know that's how I am. So I have to just kind of get my calendar set up. Hello, Denise. Thank you for being a channel supporter. All right. Hello, Debbie Salinas. Thank you for being a channel supporter. I hope you guys also have the bell on so you're notified when I'm going live, because I don't schedule my lives too often. Oh my. Now, I was kind of bummed when we stopped selling the vellum, but now Stampin' Up! Has redeemed themselves. I was saying all kinds of stuff about the vellum going away, but this is now, we have some vellum to use for our projects. I'm a very, very into layering vellum. And some of you guys sent me, I appreciate those of you who sent me the layering vellum design so I can use them in my upcoming Seaside Wishes kit. Those layering vellum designs retired recently and someone sent them to me. This one looks like snow, so that's really nice. And this one matches, it looks like this paper. Let's see if it's the exact same thing as the paper. No, it's not the exact same thing because this one has sprigs on it. All right, I'm happy that there's 6 sheets of the vellum and lots of versatility there. So that is called Graceful Greenery Vellum, and I only ordered, I didn't order as much as I could. I didn't order my limit, let's put it that way. I ordered the suite of it. It came in the suite. So this one is definitely going to be, I'm ordering more of this paper, or this vellum. Now let's see. We have some acetate, which is like having, for your layering. I don't know if it's called acetate. Let's see. No, gold. It's called Gold Mercury Vellum. Oh, I thought this was acetate. All right, I stand corrected. It's Gold Mercury Vellum. I don't even know what I order. I just get so excited and order stuff. I mean, I know I ordered the whole suite, but I didn't really look at it closely. This does not look like vellum, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued at how this is vellum. Okay, yeah, it is vellum. It's very interesting. Wow. I'm really liking that. So that is interesting. And it's going to be nice for accents. Ooh. Funky, like paint splatter. Okay, again, called Gold Mercury Vellum. Oh, this one feels so awesome. If you're into textures, this one's really, really bumpy. And it could actually go for, it could kind of pass for animal prints in a way. And like it kind of feels like, oh, look, you can see the back. It feels like snakeskin. But it's going to be good for the holidays. All right, so I am loving the So Far So Good. And I tell you if I don't like something, so far so good, Gold Mercury Vellum. Let's see what we have here for the rest of this mega suite. Okay, these go together, Golden Greenery. And are you guys happy that Stampin' Up! Finally names the dies the same name as the stamp set? Because I just had a mystery box sale and I spent hours doing research. I ended up on eBay a lot just doing research because they tell you the name of like the bundle and then people named which the dies were that went with the bundles because I had all the stuff in different boxes and I don't pair everything together very often, so I had to do a lot of research. But I'm so glad that now I don't have to do that research anymore in the future. Greetings of the season goes with greetings of the season. Like easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, these are nice. These are tags. And if you don't want them to be tags, you just kind of cover up the hole. I don't mean while die cutting. I mean cover up the hole like in your design. Like we just we'll put a couple sprigs over it. So we'll use those dies for sure. Let's see how many there are. I like that they're stitched. I like that there's a gigantic arrow. And there's 9 of them. Okay, so happy with that so far. And it's kind of like you may say, oh, I wish there wasn't holes. Or, sometimes you think that. But then if you've ever had a separate hole die that you have to put onto your dies, you'll be appreciative that the hole is built into the die. Because otherwise you have to line it up. And it's a kind of a pain. You have to use washi tape. Okay, good. This is photopolymer and really beautiful font. I wasn't sure if it was photopolymer or cling. So we have, they're pretty big. They look like they're bigger on the inside than they are here. Let's put it on the outside here. So let's get the word Christmas. Here you go and see. No, it's bigger. So Christmas is bigger on the stamp than it is on the package, which is good to know. So we have Christmas, Happy New Year, Season's Greetings. It's the most wonderful time. I love this mixture of fonts and nice big lettering. And lots of stuff to write on both the inside and the outside of your card. And the tags. All right, so far so good. Let's see what this one is. Golden Greenery. Okay, it's another photopolymer. And it has giant sprigs, so there's no sentiments on it. So these are going to go with this. And hopefully, crossing fingers, it's a 2-step stamping, which I love. Meaning you're going to do the outside of the bell and the inside for the texture. But what I also love... And I'm going to use green if I, actually use those stamps. But what I love, I bet, is going to be that this will cut out the paper. That these dies will cut out the paper. And they should. Oh, and some of these are just independent dies as well. So again, Golden Greenery. So let's see. Let's pop them out. And let's look at, say, this page over here of the vellum. and it fits like a glove. Okay, and then it would fit on this stamp as well. But would I use the stamp? I mean, yes, because it has the texture, or it's going to be like that. Of course, I would use it on the stamp as well. But this one is just going to already be textured for me, so a lot easier. But we do love two-step stamping, but I might, we'll see. I might use it as a prize, but I might use it. We'll see. And then these guys, let's see if they cut out both the paper and the vellum. Okay, perfect. Fits like a glove. So what I need to do, since, I always have, paper shares and everything. So let's just go ahead. Before I do anything, I'm going to get all the paper that I plan on using and just cut it into, I definitely plan on using that sheet. Let's see what else. And I just like to cut it into pieces. I think we can use some of that. That's gorgeous for one of the layers. And if there's any more that have, okay, that's good. This one. So I cut it into 6 by 6 because I do paper shares. And if you get a deluxe paper share, I might say, oh, you can add on the online exclusive items. So therefore, let's just cut it so we have pieces that I can actually use later. That way, if I don't use it all, and sometimes things run out. So I like to have as many options. All right, so here's our paper. And we'll do some die cutting first. And then same with the vellum. Let's get 1, 2. I'll use definitely this vellum. So I'll just take those 2 dies because they're already out. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the vellum. Oh, and I know there's more to unbox. I'm just doing this because then I get it out of the way. We're gonna finish our unboxing first because otherwise I'll get ink all over everything. Because I'm a sloppy crafter, but it's all good. I have fun. I have fun crafting, which is what matters. And so cutting this apart. All right, so we have lots of options. We have 3 of these to use. We have 3 of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all. And then we'll go ahead and cut this. I just like to cut them all at once. 1, 2, 3. I'll use this as an accent. This will be a multi-layered card. All right, so when I saw this ribbon, it came out of the box. I'm not big into satin ribbon. So I just grabbed some other ribbons that I'm into, more of like kind of earthy burlap stuff. So just easier ribbons to work with. So this is going to be good if you have a giant, gift box or something. This is the ribbon. It's a satin band. Like maybe you make someone a box of cards or you make them a gift. But to me, that looks like that. It was very vanilla and it screamed, give it out as a prize when I saw it. That's what it did to me. That's the vibe I got when I saw it. So far, and then I like everything. I mean, it's not that I don't like this. It's just not my style. But then let's look at these embellishments. These are definitely my style because they give us a little pop of red. So happy about that. So let's see who else has joined us. Thank you for checking in when you get here. We have, okay, Debbie's saying, I want this suite. It's gorgeous. So demonstrators can order it this month because demonstrators are allowed to pre-order items. And you can also get it as part of your starter kit if you'd like to pre-order it as part of your starter kit. There's also sales going on this month, 10% off bundles. And these are called Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive-Backed Berries. Adhesive-Backed Berries. So that's our little pop of red, or it's a pop of Cherry Cobbler. Let's see. I was going to use real red, but maybe I'll use Cherry Cobbler. Okay, let's see how that... Let me grab a piece of Cherry Cobbler. Nope. No Cherry Cobbler in the vicinity, so we'll use real red. All right, that's all good, though. We definitely need some red in this card. Now, what else? We said the berries. So that concludes the suite. That's what I bought, and then I bought 1 package of paper. So just so you know, this package of paper is not part of the suite. I just showed you the entire suite called Season of Green and Gold is what the name of the suite's called. So now this paper, I didn't get the whole suite, but I did get the paper called Iconic Celebrations. And I was iffy about the Moody Mauve in here because that's not my favorite color. But then someone did show me these papers in a little bit better detail. So I will show them to you. Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Misty Moonlight, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow, and Pecan Pie. So we have Pecan Pie again. That's the one I just pulled out for the card. So that's good. So Iconic Celebrations. It didn't say that it's very vanilla. So I'm wondering if it's very vanilla or just like an off-white. It looks kind of like no, it has white. It kind of looks like it's white and vanilla. See? They didn't write those colors on it. And this does seem to me, I don't know if anyone else got this. It seems to me a little bit thinner than our normal designer paper. I'd have to compare it to something. Maybe I'll compare it to I just had a Lucky Duck Bingo last night. So I'm going to compare it to this one, the Lily Pond Lane. Okay, definitely it's a little thinner. Now, I'd have to have one of those like paper measure thingies, but it feels thinner to me than regular designer paper. But it's still thicker than, copy paper. So that's nice. Okay, so we have little trees, Mossy Meadow trees. You can't go wrong with that. And, you can't go wrong with 6x6 paper. So you get 4 of each, 48 sheets in a pack. You get the Mossy Meadow trees and the Cherry Cobbler piece. And then we have candy canes. Can't go wrong with that. Okay, and they look like Cherry Cobbler, but a little Moody Mauve in the back, which is fine. Okay, these are nice. Pine needles are nice. Okay, little champagne glasses for the new year. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, these are hearts. These are beautiful. So in this case, although I'm not a Moody Mauve person, that paper is gorgeous. Like, I like the combination of Moody Mauve as long as it has some Cherry Cobbler in it. Right? So this is good. I mean, I like this paper. And now you have something for Valentine's Day. So again, this is called Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper. I'm liking the little acorns. That's really cute. That piece is cute. That's a Cajun Craze fall piece. So that's nice. We got some gingham going on, and one side with the Cherry Cobbler, and then we have the other side with the little, okay, not so much. Not this piece here is kind of what's going on there, but this is beautiful with the gingham. Okay, and then we have stripes. Okay, this is great. We have some leaves. We need leaves. We need fall things. So I will definitely order some more of this paper. I just bought one package, and now I'm going to get more for sure. And definitely, ooh, that was nice. What was that? Okay, candles. Okay, this is nice with the candles. And then we have our New Year's, like our fireworks. So we have candles and fireworks. I guess you could use this as Hanukkah candles. I don't know if that's the way that you would set them up if you could cut out so many in a row. But this is nice. Okay. Not into the Moody Mauve Christmas trees. But let's see what the other side. Yes. Okay. Yes. I don't know why that's on the back of that. But I love this piece here. It's like a Misty Moonlight, I believe. Let's see. Misty Moonlight. Right. Misty Moonlight. Okay. Good with the pumpkins. Love the pumpkins. Cajun Craze pumpkins. Okay. With some gingham. Home run. And doves. You can't go wrong with Misty Moonlight doves. And we can do so much with this. And maybe I'll put this in one of my card clubs, because we could just do so much with this paper. Not next month's card club, because next month's card club is going to be submarine. So get the, that's what you guys voted on. Okay, that's kind of cool. Pecan background with the trees. And then we have some confetti. And some stars. All right, so I like most of it. I mean, maybe all but 3 pieces or something. But I like at least one side of all the pieces. And I'm happy with the paper. So that is all I ordered in the pre-order. And now we will do some card making, shall we? Let's say we're going to take... I'm feeling vertical card going on because, I just think that'll look better. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to start by making the card. And this is how I think. I have to kind of make the card first. Then I kind of do the design. So once I decide it's a vertical card, then kind of... So that was, I turned the paper... landscape, right? It's 8.5 by 11 paper, and I scored it. It's 11 inches across. I scored it at 5.5, and now I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. So you get 2 card bases out of 1 piece of paper. Bring back my Simply Scored. This is a great thing to put in your starter kit if you don't already have one. And you don't have to join Stampin' Up! To get our crafts. It's just that if you're going to use our crafts, they really work great. So we have nice trimmers. That was a trimmer I'm using. This is a Simply Scored for card making. All right, next, I'm just going to layer it up. So let's see. I'm thinking these, I was going to die cut these. Okay, this would be a beautiful background layer. All right, and I'm going to die cut these, and I'm going to do something with the green. So we're going to do a background layer with that one. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and since I'm going to go ahead and do 4 by 5 1/4, and just make our background layer for this card. So it will go like so. Okay, next layer, I'm going to do something with this red. And I want this to show. So I'm going to go 3 1/2 as a start. 1/2 inch in from that one, and a 1/2 inch in from that. So if this was 4 by 5 1/4, I'll write down the measurements for you. Okay, nope, I'm going another 1/4 inch in. I don't feel like it did justice for the stars. So we're just going to keep on trying. We're going to say, okay, what do we do? Just 1/4 inch smaller. 1/4 inch smaller. So we're now down to 4 1/2 by 4 1/4, but it might not be my final answer, so we'll see. Okay, I'm liking it. You can see enough of the background. I did it evenly, so we can see enough of the background. Now we can get into that green and some other layers. So, die cut, die cut. Let's see. We'll cut some of these together. See which one's most Christmassy. Not that one. That's too much like an animal. And these are both Christmassy. So we'll go with the small one for the vellum, for this layer. And we'll cut some. I'm going to cut out this piece. Ooh, we'll do a gingham. And we'll see what's left. Okay, but before we do that, I'm actually going to do the die cutting first. And then I might have some more options with that paper. So let's go ahead and get out the machine. And this is the machine that's 10% off this month. It's great to put in a starter kit, or you can get it as a customer. So instead of $130, that Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is now $117 this month. That means you can put it in your starter kit. So we need base plate number 1, and then we need a plate number 2 whenever we work with thin dies. And then we need a plate number 3 for our die cutting sandwich. And then we need another plate number 4 on top. So let's go ahead and get out greetings of the season. Nope, not that one. We need the other one. We're going to get out one with the bell. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. I can't help it. All right, let's do this. We'll just see what we can die cut here. We'll just lay it there. So we'll go ahead and die cut out pieces of the bells. Okay, and these are going to need a little washi tape. Whenever you do something like this, you don't want the little dies to slip. So I'm just trying to cut out some greenery and bells and see what happens. All right, that way we can, like, I see how to layer onto the card. I like to have embellishments first. Then I have options. Do we have another die, which will give us a double bell? Huh. Okay, missed opportunity. We're going to have to use our scan and cut for that one, it looks like. Unless I dropped a die out. I wish there was a die to cut out the double bell in the paper. Okay, let's see. And then we need, not these kind of dies. You can tell these are not for cutting out stamps. We need this one. But this one might be too close. Oh, no, that one's not going to go on that paper. And neither is this one. So we're only cutting out the bells. Notice that the pine, I don't think. Yeah, the pine's not going to cut out this piece of paper in particular. Only the bells. Okay, just had to find that out by putting it there. So that's how you find out. Just experiment. And we put the top layer. And we'll cut out some beautiful golden bells. So the theme of my next upcoming scan and cut retreat in the fall will be, we'll be working with some stocking stuffers and such. Okay, that didn't really center, did it? That wasn't the die's fault. I think it was like I needed 2 pieces of washi tape on that one. It's okay, though, because all we get to do is, like, put a sprig over it. The right side looks fine. We could just do something like that, right? Oh, extra bonus is that it put a hole in our bells for us so we can hang them on things. So a bonus die is that we can not only use it as an embellishment, but we can use it as a tag. So now I can use this on my card as one of my layers. Now that I've cut my bells out first. So, do that first. And then, let's see. Knowing that, I'm going to now do this side. And I'm going to keep using the washi tape. This one doesn't have a little thing that looks like a hole at the end. So this one's only going to cut out the sprigs or the pines. Okay, so 2 pieces of washi tape. I'm eyeballing one of these guys, but you can't. Yeah, it looks like, which is kind of, not sure why they put these so close together. You can't die cut them at the same time. Unless maybe you can. Maybe you can die cut them buried at the same time. But it looks to me, if you do, just beware that one die might indent into the other die. So we'll cut it one at a time, which is fine. But sometimes, like, the same person who does graphic design is not the one who, like, they design it and they might make the dies fit, but they might not be, like, the actual person who prototypes and die cuts. They just need to give it to me to test it. Because if I would test it and say, look, you can't put 2 dies on the paper at the same time. Okay, but look how gorgeous that is. Look at that. So, I mean, yes, you can stamp, but look, why would you want to stamp when you have all that gorgeous texture with the gold in it? I mean, that's going to make a nicer card. You can still stamp, but I mean, this is way nicer. I think, what would be great for this? I might play with it. If I'm going to use the stamp set, I'm going to use like the baby wipe technique and just put a bunch of greens together, all together, and just kind of like make a whole bunch of greens combine and see how that comes out. All right, so that we're going to do the other one now. I'm just rolling it through the machine. All right, so there we go. It's going. I see lots of comments coming in, so people are liking this suite a lot, which is cool. Oops. All right, so Debbie's like, I wasn't going to get it, but now she's getting it. Oh, the vellum is, yes, we're gonna die cut the vellum too. We just got to die cut it separately. I don't think the pages line up exactly. Hello, Outback Stamping. Leslie from Australia. Awesome. Hello, Anne. Nice to see you. She's one of my paper chefs. Hello, Diane, Dayton. Hello, Janet. Nice to see you. And Yvette. And Kathy. She was replacing one of my tips on one of my. She offered to replace some of my tips. Thank you, Kathy, on one of my Stampin' blends. Awesome. All right, so let's do that. Oh, I'm like in embellishment heaven right now. Super cute. Let's see if we have any other ones that'll fit on things. So we have, this will go over here, of course. You'll go off the page, but that's because I cut it small. See if this will go on this one. No. Nope. Yeah, but I mean, it's only because I cut the paper down. And that's fine. I cut the paper down first because I wanted to make sure I had enough of the paper. Now we're going to do the vellum. And yeah, it doesn't line up like with the other paper, so we have to do the vellum separate. Okay. We'll do one of these. And then hopefully the snowflake, it fits the snowflake as well. So my first initial thoughts are, I wish they'd have given me 2 dies. 2 of the same die. Like, sometimes like in certain die sets, you get 2 of the same die. But I know metal's expensive. Love it. And you know what? I'll see if my Scan-A-Cut will cut vellum. Look, but it's going to just be a little bit harder to recognize than... It does have a nice contrasting background, though. It's just sometimes you can see through to the dirt on my mat. I have to get... If I'm going to cut vellum with my Scan-A-Cut, which does work. I've cut vellum with it. It's sometimes like good to use a clean mat so that it doesn't detect the dust in the background. All right. So I think I have enough embellishments. We're only making 1 card. I mean, I'm going a little crazy here. We have 2 vellum embellishments, one with snowflakes. We have this, we have this, we have bells, and now we need a sentiment and a die for the sentiment. And that's what the Very Vanilla is for. But now we have options. Oh, we can actually, here, we can cut this one too. We'll go ahead. Why? May as well. Let's see. Oh, look at that. So fun. Oh my goodness, I can't help it. This is so fun. This paper. It's like a bonus when the dies fit the paper, and then like you're all excited, and then like sometimes like Stampin' Up! Retires the paper first, and you still have these dies, and you're like, I wish I could get the paper that used to cut my dies. Like, that's what happened to me with that fern paper. So, okay, good enough, good enough. Now these I probably would just use for that. Like, I mean, I might use it to layer a little bit, but I think I'm going to use, like, I would use that side first. This I would just use to keep die cutting and cutting out the embellishment. Same with this one. I'm not going to use it to, like, put the layers on the card. Now, this one, definitely good for layers on the card. And same with that one. So we have lots of options for our layers on our card. So, something like that. You know, we could do something like three-part layering or, you know, something like that. So we can take anything, after I'm done cutting this piece, I can then see what will happen if I, you know, die cut out the leftover pieces. But first, we need to get our card back and keep working with it. So we're going to have a sentiment later, but first we need to figure out. So I'm thinking I'm going to make, now it's easy when you put the top layer where you can then hide the vellum. Okay, so if that makes sense. So this could be a good top layer. And so could my gingham. So let's do both and see what happens. You know, and you'll see kind of my thought process. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. So let's take, okay, so say this is 3 1/4. Then altogether, we only need like 3 inches across. So if we get, they're going to be overlapping. So if we did like, you know, 1 1/4, they'll overlap a little. Let's see, maybe this side. Or let's see, we'll just try 1 1/2. I'll do 3 1.5-inch pieces. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. 3 1.5-inch pieces. And then we can overlap them and do some vellum stuff going on. And this one might be shorter, but let's just try it. I'm just making a little background layer. And we can always make them shorter, but we have to start with something. So I'm thinking like it's easy to hide that, right? When you can hide the adhesive because the adhesive shows through the vellum. All right, so there we go. Now that would be our 3 pieces. I'm thinking something like that, where we hide the adhesive and go out to this. So I'm thinking this one needs to be a slightly smaller. We're going to go with 1 1/4. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to take, since these are all going to just be across, like this is my background, something like that, then I need to now cut them all together so that they're 1/4 inch smaller than this. So let's say if this is 4 1/2, then these can be 4 1/4. And you cut them together so that they line up and just kind of push them against your trimmer. 4 1/4, all 3 pieces. Okay, so I'm going to do something like that behind, and they'll be kind of like that. Okay, maybe move that over some. Maybe I'll make it like over here to the left more. Oh, I like that. I think I'm going to do that with some more of the red showing on the right side because this really needs red. I mean, let's face it, we got a lot of green going on. We got a lot of green going on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hide. Yeah, I could put I think I'm going to keep with the gold on that side. We're hiding our adhesive is what we're doing. So we're just going to put adhesive down on that side. Put that guy over here. And then we're going to, you know, hide it. We'll get that one under there. Oops, I need to lift this up a little bit so it goes under more. Okay, so we're now just going to put some adhesive on the vellum and shove it under there. So we're hiding the adhesive. Get it all the way under there, like so. Right? Hiding the adhesive again, and we're going to get this one under there, like so. So this is just a way to use all your cute little vellum while hiding your adhesive. Now, they do make something called vellum adhesive, and it works pretty good, but you can still sort of see it through it. So it's in my Amazon store, the vellum adhesive, but you know, hey, I'm not quite recommending it. I'd rather do this technique because you can still see through the vellum with your vellum adhesive. All right, so lined up pretty good. I mean, happy enough because you're going to have sprigs showing anyway. Now we need some, now we could take, now that I know what I have there, I can do something with these, right? I couldn't do something with those until I knew what paper I had available to me. So we'll go ahead and pull these. Whoops. Don't you wish like the Scan and Cut would make adhesive this strong? It just like rips right through the packaging. On their mats, it's like, I just get that stuff off right away because all it does, unless I put like a sticky note on it, all it does is rip the paper. We're going to grab this again, this platform, and we're just going to go ahead and take our scraps and die cut with these. So we have, well, need to use that side, right? We could do something. We may have to use some of our other ones. Let's see. Okay, some of this would be great. Yep, right here. This will work. Nope. Just this one. This one is going to be perfect for this. So one other reason I cut these down to 6 by 6 anyway is because, not only because I like to have them in those proportions, but I also like, that's what fits through the machine real well on the die cutting platform. So that's the other reason I do that. All right, so let's take this and let's go ahead and see if we can, at the same time, just use the scrap I have here and cut through 2 pieces. It should work. We'll try it. It should get through both pieces, and we're just going to make some die cuts. And we're not going to maybe use all these in my card. I mean, who knows? But I doubt it. I highly doubt we're using this many on the same card. But you know what? We just have options, right? We like to have options when you're crafting. I've got to find the top piece. Hello, Bonnie Blake. Thank you for the thumbs up from Janesville, Wisconsin. And thank you, Paulette. She said she loves my enthusiasm. I'm just like keeping it real. I love new products. It's like a, okay, we need some washi tape. It's like a, well, you know, they say a hit of dopamine, right? When you go shopping. But for me, it's not the shopping part. It's the opening. I'm more excited. Like not buying it. I just buy it because it's like, oh, new product, gotta buy it. And then it's like the excitement comes when I open it. Like I love using new products. And yes, you might be like, oh, it kind of looks like something I already have, or, you know, okay, so it does, but we still like it. No, they all fit a minute ago. They all fit a minute ago, but now I put the tape on it. Let's move that over and move this over a little bit. I just don't want them to be like on top of each other. So I don't want these little stems to overlap. Please go there. You just went there a minute ago. There you go. They all fit, and then I try to move them, and I'm yapping and talking and reading. Yeah, like the kids when they get a new birthday present. Thank you. That's me when I get to unbox my crafts. And then to get to share it with you guys, so I'm not just being like crafting by myself. It makes it fun because not only am I opening it, but I'm sharing things with maybe not everybody's a demonstrator, and you didn't all get to see this. Or if you are a demonstrator, maybe you didn't order it yet, and you want to know, like, should I get this? Well, heck yeah, if you can afford it. I mean, always if you can afford it. Now, just so you know, I want to tell you something while I'm putting this through. Listen to this noise, but don't panic when you hear the noise. It's going to crunch. Hear that crunch? Okay, that crunch is not a big deal. Just wanted you to know that that crunch is because I had a piece of vellum and a piece of, you know, the DSP all together cutting out at the same time. So that was a little crunching sound. It still works. It doesn't mess up the die. I wouldn't go for 3 pieces, but 2 pieces is fine. You know, it's a good thing to have 2 pieces cut out because then you're efficient and you cut out 2 at once. I'm just getting rid of all this extra washi tape. I've used it enough. All right, so I would get this. I mean, this thing that I just got, even if I never open the stamp set, right? Which I may never do. I mean, honestly, I may or may not ever open the stamp set. But am I happy to get these dies? Absolutely. You don't even need the stamp set for these dies. These are gorgeous dies. Plus, I love designer paper, and these dies don't just work on the stamps, but they work on, right? They work on the designer series paper. So of course I'm happy with my whole purchase so far with the dies. But I mean, I do like that stamp set, but I'm just saying, even if I don't use it, because like sometimes I just don't get to it. All right, so far, here's our awesome embellishments. Vellum works real well. You just pop out the little pieces there. And this one I would not use adhesive sheets on because I like the whole idea of like floating these embellishments on top of each other, you know, like layering them. If you do use adhesive sheets, you got to like stick them down flat, which is fine for your back layer, but it doesn't work for your, okay, this paper slipped, but that's okay because you can still use part of this embellishment. You know, and you just, that way if they're loose, loosey-goosey, then they layer up better. Okay, so that one came out good. It's just, it was just off the paper a little bit. That was just where I was just not looking where I die cut the bottom layer. I was so busy worrying about the top layer. So you just pop these out. You can use take your pick tool or your little die cutting brush if you have a little die cutting brush. And if you don't know about that, I probably have one and can't find it, but this has like all kinds of accessories to it. So like you could take this out and you could put a die cutting brush on here. You know, this is the putty side, and you can like use your die cutting brush to roll this over the little sponge. I know I have one. Actually, I remember getting it. And then you can get all the little pieces out really easily. Now, if you do use adhesive sheets, the pieces come out beautifully on the back because you just peel off the sticker and the rest is easy, you know, comes out easy. But there we go. All I need is, I like that these aren't so detailed that it takes you forever to get the pieces out. You know, that is one thing I do like about these dies. See, there's hardly any pieces left over, where sometimes you get dies and you're like, all you're doing is cleaning them. Heavy duty. This is nice. I'm just putting these all over there and getting some space to do our final creation. All right, so we have our pecan pie. We have our very vanilla. We have our embellishments aplenty. We have our designer paper and our vellum and our snow and our bells and everything. We have everything, and we still have room to die cut more stuff out of this. So go for it. So now we're gonna embellish with those at the end, and we're going to now stamp with very vanilla. Yep, excited like a kid in a candy store. Absolutely. Hello, Lisa Tabor. Hello, Phil Ham. Yeah, I probably have videos about cutting vellum with the scan and cut, but I'll do them again with this one. All right. Hello, Karen Spencer. Yep, you can put white paper behind your vellum when you die cut it, but I mean, that would only be for scanning. You can't cut two pieces of paper at once with a scan and cut. It'll be a disaster. But you could put white paper behind the scan and cut and do the tape trick where you then pull out the white paper. So like if you're scanning cut the vellum, you put the white paper behind it, get it to scan where it's taped there, and then you yank out the white paper, but this is still taped. So the top layer, when I say this is taped, meaning this was the white paper and that was your layer of vellum. So yeah, you taped them both, or you only taped the top one, right? You tape the top one, you scan it in so the white helps the vellum get recognized. Then you keep this tape together. This is taped to the mat. Then you yank this out, and you can then cut them exactly because this hasn't moved because the vellum was taped. So yeah, I've shown that trick on my channel. So yes, we can do that to cut the vellum or to recognize the vellum if you have a dirty mat. All right, so now that we know that our inside of the card is going to look something like this, we need to get a die to fit that, right? So we have to look at our dies, and we just look like that would be too big, right? So, you know what I mean? We're going to have pretty things. So maybe we want something like that's going to be small enough that we're not hiding our pretty things. So let's try something like that or like this. Okay, we're going to try something like that. Now, I don't know what I'm going to say on this card yet, or if we can even do vertical on that card. So let's try it before we do it. Let's see if we can do something vertical. Love and joy. Okay, here we go. Love and joy might fit, so we'll try that. So you first kind of have to see what your card will do, and then you have to see which die. So maybe that's a little tight, but let's see if I angle it, it might work, right? It's a little close. So no for this die, right? But we experiment. That's what we do. We experiment. This one looks like it'll be a home run. Okay. Love and joy. I'm liking it. So it'll fit in there. So that's what our card's going to say. Love and joy. That's always a good saying. So now we do our die cutting first. Just because, you know, it's better to do die cutting first, in my opinion. This is just very vanilla. We're just going to make a die cut. Okay? Because if you stamp, then you got to center it and do all this business. Like, if you just die cut first, you don't have to, like, worry about centering your sentiment and all that into your machine. You just have a piece to work with. All right, so that is good. And I like how it has, like, all this. Like, I like the hole. And we could probably use, so I told you I brought out some other ribbon. So I brought out my pecan pie with very vanilla. Might be a perfect ribbon for this. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it through. It's so thick. So we'll see. This might work. Or else I might have to just use my old braided trim or maybe my, you know what I could use is my linen thread. I think I might use linen thread through the hole and get that to kind of be on a bow. But this, you know, I may have to do something where, anyway, wait, we have to stamp it first. Let's focus. So we have red and we have green, and let's say, I mean, I'm thinking the green would look better for the sentiment. So let's use old olive for the sentiment. See how that'll look. So stamping block I pulled out earlier, but could be buried in with my stuff, but here it is, okay. Tap, tap, tap. And we just stamp onto a sticky note first. Oh, look at that beautiful font. So exciting. Okay, love and joy. And then I'm going to lift that up. And let's see if I have any little embellishments I could put on there. Nope. It only has like text on here. This one might have, it has little holly berries, but there's really not like any little tiny hearts or anything. So let's now, I was saying I could tie something with this because you would do it before you put your other embellishments on it. All right. Let's cut that off and see. All right, that's good. And I don't know if this one's going to be the pecan pie one, if it's going to be too thick to fit through the hole. In which case, of course, you could use a bigger hole punch and make the hole bigger. I'm not going to try to do the loop-de-loop. I'm just trying to do this part, like just through it once. And I say loop-de-loop, like I'm not trying to do like the whole luggage tag thing. I'm just trying to see if that would work. Oh, yeah. I think that's going to work just fine. And look, it matches perfectly. So on my shopping list is some more of this ribbon that I wasn't so fond of before. And now I might start loving it. So because it's perfect with this. And you can fray the edges. Look at it, you know, this is the kind of ribbon that's really good for fraying. Making the edge, because, you know, it frays by itself. So you're like, you might as well take advantage of the fact that it frays easy and just like make it part of your design. You know, I may have to make this shorter though, because yeah, I may have to make this shorter before I fray it. Or I can get sharper scissors and it won't fray as much. So you could fray it, or I might fray it later and just kind of do my little linen thread thing with it. So let's say, all right, first I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to get my ribbon to go around here and tie a little knot on this ribbon to get it to stay. Stay, won't you stay? I didn't want to put like through like a luggage tag, because then I'd have this big lump of ribbon on my project. So I was just trying to do something like that where I tie them together like so. Okay? I'll just go ahead and double knot that. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to use this ribbon, but now that I know, I didn't really read description that carefully to see that it was very vanilla with this sweet, which is fine, but there's not many very vanilla ribbons anymore. So I'm happy to see. Okay, so now I just cut the one side a little bit to make it even. And then now that I know where it's going to be, I'm going to put all the, so I'm going to do something like that, right? But I'm going to put all the little things behind it so I can make it way shorter before I fray it. If I'm going to fray it, but like, it's, you know, just, at least I'm going to fray it a little for now. I might fray it a little more later. Now you can also take out the extras. Like after you fray it, you take out. I know you're probably like, she's stabbing herself. Oh God, what are they going to do with that when they get captioned my video? I'm not really stabbing myself. Okay. Artificial intelligence, it's just a metaphor. They caption my videos and then sometimes things get flagged when you say certain things. And I know it's understandable because some things are like, the robots don't know what to do. They don't know how to take language in the context it was said, right? So I understand that. They take things more literal. All right, it's looking good. It's looking frayed. And you can, again, get out those extra little threads. All right. Okay, so good enough. Now we're going to put that onto the card base. And we're going to have a really fun, thick card here because it's going to have lots of layers going on. All right, I might use some of these for the back of that one. Oh, no, for the back of this one we got to put on first. So this is going on first. We're now doing the final assembly, and then I'll try to remember the measurements. If not, we'll just kind of measure them again. So I know the measurements for this one, and then the other one was 3/4 less. Yeah. Okay, so before I put this one on, I'm thinking I might do something with these back here. So, right? So maybe just like that would be cool, right? So instead of doing a whole bunch, I'm still going to make this flat, but I'm going to go ahead and put that underneath it. But not sticking out, because it still has to go in the envelope, right? Just kind of sticking out. But let's get rid of some of it so it's not so bulky. Right? Get rid of some bulk, stick it back there. Let it not really stick out all the way, just kind of like that. Okay, that's nice. And I could see if let me just see if I could do an opposite one too. I'm just trying to center this little guy, this little layer. Okay. Grabbing something to put back there. Let's find, nope, gold on gold, no. I'm just going to get a little one and pop it over there. Okay. Just so it's something on the opposite. So we'll stick this right under there. And sticking out. Come on. Not sticking out too much because, like I said, it still has to fit in the envelope. So I want it to be under there enough where it's sticking out, but not sticking out past where I can't get the thing in the envelope. That'll work. All right, it's peeking out. Okay, so far so good. We got a layer. We got layer one. I'm still calling this layer one. This is layer 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are just extra embellishments. They're not layers. Although it's really a multi-layered card. That's not really layers. So now we need something in the very back. So, you know, to kind of start the whole thing off, maybe like that, but it could be this one. We shall see. We don't need both of these, but one or the other as our background element. Okay, I like that one better. So I'm going to put that one. So I'm just going to stick it down for now. Just something like that. We'll get it to stick more as we put other things on it. All right, you can put the adhesive all you want in the middle because, you know, it's going to be covered up anyway. And this might end up being down here instead of up here in the middle. All right, now we need something to go sideways. We're going to put maybe like that. And this, I do like this one. Maybe like that. Okay, these two are too much alike, so we don't need both of these. We use one or the other. I'm liking the one with the snow on it, so we'll use the one with the snow. So we have this as an extra. Okay, something like that. And then we can, I'm going to see about the bells. If I put this down here, I might be able to put the bells up top, like up here in the corner with a little bit of linen thread. Where's my bell? There's my other bell. So I could kind of double the bells with a little bit of bows on them, like a little bit, like tie them together like that. Or no, I'm not even tie them together. Just make two little. Okay. So what do you guys think? If you have any suggestions and you're like, you didn't think of this or that, that's kind of how I'm thinking of the layout. Like these are going to stick out a little more. And they're not going to be popped up as much because they're going to be just glued down. All right, so let's do this little part with the linen thread. You know, it's not that you have to put anything through the holes, but I just want to tie little tiny bows on them with my linen thread, which just got lost. So we'll get out another roll of linen thread. It's like, I lose things so quickly on my table. You probably can see it. You're probably like, it's right there. All right, Denise is loving the sweet and loving the fun cards. And this is just one way to do it. And then once you figure it out, like say you're doing a swap and you make your design, then you're like, oh, all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to make 20 of this design. And then it's easy. Then you just get an assembly line process and you die cut everything, stamp everything, do all your little pieces and parts. And then it's easy. So, you know, you don't have to like go through all this work for every card. This would be like your prototype. And then after you get your prototype, you're like, okay, I like it. I'm going to make all the rest like that. Maybe you're making your Christmas cards. Now I'm going to do a card swap, and I also do Christmas cards, of course. But I actually, lately I've been doing a Christmas letter. I'm going to put that one on top of that one. I'll put a little berry or something maybe on that one. So I'm going to put the little ribbon up on that one and a little berry on that one. So up in the corner, I'm going to put that straight down. Because we're layering, right? So we're going to put that like this in the corner. And then the little ribbon kind of sticks out. And then we're going to pull that down a little bit, right? Okay, and then this one is going to be popped up with dimensionals. And then I'll put like a little berry on top of the hole so you can't really see the hole. One of my little berry embellishments. All right, so I'm going to do the bell like we're ringing the bell. Two little bells next to each other. Okay, like so. And I still got dimensionals on my hand. So we're going to put a little berry right, whoops. My berry is gone. Cover up the hole. So I'm kind of glad they put holes on these tiny bells so you can hang them, which is nice for an embellishment. But, you know, then you still might want to cover them sometimes. All right, good. Now we're going to take all of these things. Now this one can go flat, and I can use glue. So let's put these here for a second. Get out the glue. I don't want to use dimensionals except for this part here. Actually, I just put those right on there. I want to use dimensionals for this part because there's ribbon there, and you have to use dimensionals for that part. But this part, I just had the glue out, so we're going to... These can be straight down onto the card. Okay, so like that. And then this one can be over as far as it can go without hanging off the card. So like you see, it can go, you know, way down like that without like making it so you can still get it in the envelope. And then this one will be on top, like in the middle there. So let's tilt this guy a little bit forward, put him up a little bit higher, and then that one can be like that. And then let's try it before we, so this one can be sort of in the middle. All right, so there we go. And then so because this is paper, not vellum, we can use glue on the paper, right? But the vellum, well, I can use glue as long as it's hidden behind there. Okay, something like that. I mean, it's just that glue doesn't really hold on to vellum very well. Let's try it again. And I just want to make sure I'm hiding that little piece. So we're going to cut this. See, I'm cutting off the end. Because when you got to test it, like you don't want it sticking out the other side. Okay, good. I'm going to put the vellum like at a little bit of an angle, so I can see it better. All right, there it is. Stay. Once I know where I'm going to put it, I'm just going to go ahead and put some adhesive there. Actually, I'll just try to remember it. Okay, I'm just going to put the adhesive right on the vellum. This is Seal Plus. It should be good. Now we're going to test this again. All right, good. Yep. All right. I'm happy with that. Now, you see now why I didn't want to use adhesive sheets. Because if you use adhesive sheets, you don't have many options. All your embellishments just go flat. And then they don't give you that layering effect of like having this sort of 3D card, because they end up being stuck straight to the back of the card, which is fine for the bottom layers. All right, so I don't want to cut the bells. Okay, nope, I want to make it straight. I'm going to put it down a little so I don't mess with the bells. Okay, so I don't want to block the bells, but I also want this to be centered into my card. All right, so there. I need to push it down, but I don't want to mess with the ink. So there we go. We have a little tag, and we have the little bells, and I might tuck these little guys under the bell. Let's see what I could do with my spatula. We still need embellishments, and we still need to write the measurements. So don't go away. Okay, I'm going to tuck these under, because I don't want the bells is like one of my like highlights of the card, like one of my focal points. So I'm tucking this under the bells. Okay, what else do I need? I need an embellishment there. I need something over here, maybe here. So I think I'm going to do 5 embellishments on this card. Not all red, but because we have a lot of red going on, I'll do some mixture of red in the others. Like an odd number. 3 would be too little. For as much going on the card, 3 embellishments would be too little. So let's take this little guy and put that one in the corner, because it needs something in that corner. Okay, good. So we have 2 embellishments so far. Let's take these little berries and put these right in that spot. Right like there, okay? So we now have 3 embellishments. And now we get to just do 2 single ones. We'll do one here and maybe one here. So I'm thinking this one here, because it's like a pearly color, right? Or right here. Oops, come on, get off me. And one of these guys, I'm gonna definitely go on and order some more of these guys. I should have ordered my limit. They only let us get 2 of the consumable items, but you know they're gonna run out of these quickly. I mean, just saying, just keeping it real, guys. That's how I am, because it's gonna be popular. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to be popular, you know, with as far as the supplies go. So let's take this little pieces and just kind of show you that. I'm just gonna show you these that I didn't use, so you could see how easy it would be to make a second card just like this, with all of these extra pieces that we cut at the same time, and how gorgeous they are. And now we're going to, and we even have part of that one. We have this one too. I mean, there's lots of stuff going on. Okay, I'm going to take my little paper now and just write some stuff for you. I did pull it out, and it was a grid paper. All right, we have pecan pie, which goes really nice with this very vanilla. And our card base was 11 inches. And we scored it at 5.5. And then we had it by 4.25. So in other words, we took an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Right? I hope you can see all these numbers. And this is how we made our card base. 11 inches by 4 1/4. Okay. And then this one was 4 inches by 5 1/2, or 5 1/4, sorry. This was layer 1. And then we had layer 2. Layer 2. I went 3/4 of an inch smaller, so I went 3 1/4, I believe, but I'm going to test it to make sure by 4 1/2. Because I just kept shaving off the distance, so we're going to try it and see what happens here. Let's see. Oh, great. I have my centimeter side on there. Let me use my grid paper down here. It was 4 1/2. Okay, so it was 4 1/2, so that's good. And then I went 1/4 inch smaller, so that was layer 2. And then layers 3, 4, and 5. Now, these are going to vary, but you're going to just make 3 of them. And the first one, I ended up making 1 1/4. But I want you to make the other ones, right? Even though they're all kind of the same, I made the other ones 1 1/2. Just because I'm sorry, 1 1/2, I think it was. So kind of like experiment with that, because you're going to kind of layer them behind each other. And I like having some red sticking out too, because it needed more reds on the right side. And you could sort of see the layers, but I end up covering them a lot. But you're basically trying to hide your adhesive. So experiment with what size you need to make them to hide your adhesive. And they're going to be 1 1/2, so they're going to be by 3 inches high. Or sorry, not 3 inches high. If this was 4 1/2 high, then they'd be 4 1/4. Wait, 4 1/4? That doesn't seem right, but we're going to try it. Yeah, 4 1/4. That's right. 4 1/4. And my team member Janet, she always writes these measurements up, so we'll have the measurements in the description. And thank you for your thumbs up and all of your viewing. Hello, Robbie. Hello, Bonnie. Thank you for your comment. Hello, thank you for your comment, Denise. And Bpre, I'm glad you guys liked the card. And thank you, Nicole. Anybody I missed? Yeah, you could cut out the vellum with the scan and cut as well if you want. But I mean, the dies work. But then if the dies don't work on everything, it's going to be like, So go ahead and take your screenshot. This is called the Season of Gold and Green. And the ink was Old Olive. That's all we did. I didn't ink around the edges. There's already so much going on. I used the entire suite of products. And now I want to show you what we made last night in bingo, just because I have these handy. Just something fun. And I'll show you what we made in Card Club too. So in our bingo event, we made this little note card at the end of whoever stayed around till the end of bingo. We had a Lucky Duck bingo last night. So this is the Charming Duck Pond bundle with the Lily Pond Lane Designer Series paper. So we made a note card. We made 3 cards. This was card number 1, and it features the new embossing folder. And you can see how the Granny Apple Green is embossed. And then the ducks are cut right out of the Designer Series paper, and it's the Lily Pond Lane paper. And then the second, boy, what a contrast between my style. This is actually my normal style, and this one is not. So that one is, this is me. I'm more whimsical crafter. What a difference, right? What a difference. And then we made this card second, where we do some die cutting. Oh, no, this was the third card. This was the second card because all we did was still cut out ducks out of the Designer Series paper, and then this little frog is stamped and colored in with the blends. And I used punches and dies. And then the third card this is stamped with 2-step stamping with the Charming Duck Pond bundle. And then I colored with also blends and markers, and then more die cut down here with the lily pads. So those are the 3 cards we made yesterday. Lots of fun. So that's going on in my VIP group. They went to VIP bingo. My team, my Card on Blue members. This was a swap I did a while back with that paper and the Unbounded Love series. So I'm walking, Oh, thank you. Shirley's saying you shortchange yourself. No, I am versatile, but what I'm saying is this is a style that I don't normally do is what I mean. If I, all day long, I make whimsical cards mostly. So this is one I don't normally do, but I can do that kind of card. I don't usually do it. Okay, also on my channel going on this month is Choose Happy. It's the Card on Blue stamp set of the month. And next month is Submarine Life. So if you want to join in for Submarine Life, you can sign up by July 10th to be part of the next month's card club. But I have 2 tutorials already that I've shown you on my channel. So if you've missed this Choose Happy stamp set, then, go ahead and check out those tutorials. We made this card in the first tutorial, and then we made this card on the second tutorial. There must be 2 of them. One fell on the floor, and look how many dust bunnies I have on my floor. See? You see what I'm talking about? This is my normal style. But everything makes me happy. All kinds of crafting makes me happy. And then the other thing going on is the Unbounded Beauty workshop kit, a workshop series. And this month we've done so much with Unbounded Love, the workshop. So we've done 4 cards already, and I'll continue to do those. We've done Sympathy. We've done boxes. We've done, easel fold cards and happy birthday cards. So yeah, the Unbounded Love is fun. That's going on my channel. So if you missed any of these tutorials, I've done 4 tutorials on Unbounded Love, 2 tutorials so far on the Choose Happy, and then we have, our, other ones coming up. All right, so every couple months I have a workshop series, and the next workshop series, which you can sign up for now, register for the kit, is down below. You don't get the actual bundle from me, just the supplies to follow along. And you can sign up on my channel underneath there where it says offerings. Seaside Wishes. And the reason I just thought of that, and I will show you next time, but this paper is going to be in that kit. This is called Country Woods. It's really good for nautical cards too. And I'm going to surprise you with some extra nautical paper for that kit. So the kit is going to be something you cannot get anywhere else. All right, so let's now put this behind something and wrap this up. All right, so tonight we've done an unboxing of this gorgeous paper, which is part of the Season of Gold, Green and Gold. And it's just absolutely great specialty paper. There's also vellum. There's also different kinds of vellum, 2 stamp sets, dies, which are fabulous, dies that cut out the paper, dies which make little tags for our sentiments. So we actually took everything out of the box, including the ribbon and embellishments. The ribbon I didn't open. I used my own ribbon, which I was really happy about, that this pecan ribbon. This is not part of the suite, but it's something you can get online. Pecan pie and very vanilla ribbon, something you can get on the website. This is the one that's part of the suite. I was happy to see how it all came out using all the products from the suite except for this ribbon. And we created this card from scratch. No idea. I had no idea we were going to make this. In fact, it's beyond my expectations of how cool these embellishments are. It exceeded my expectations because I was thinking, oh, we got a lot of green going on. How can we, pop up with some red and some, more my style. So that is all for now. Thank you for sticking around with me and crafting along. And I hope you will order this if you're already a demonstrator. Take advantage of the pre-order. And next month, this will be available to all my customers as an online exclusive item at my Stampin' Up! Store. All right, well, that's all for now. This is the Papered Chef. Here's where to shop. Use the current host code when you do to be entered into my drawing. And we'll have a great evening. I hope you all have a great evening. We'll see you again next week for the rest of my tutorials. Thank you for watching. This is the Papered Chef.